First, let's talk taxes. The good news is that personal tax brackets thresholds will be raised by 6.3% over 2022 levels, meaning you'll pay less in taxes when we compare that to inflation. This is great news, so we can at least feel a little bit better about that. Hello and welcome, fellow Canadians. Today we'll be discussing the federal budget for 2023 and its impact on your finances. This budget has some interesting proposals that could affect your savings, investments, and financial planning. So let's dive in. Moving on to the cost of living and groceries. I think we can all agree that the price of certain items is on the rise. Fortunately, the government is proposing a rebate to help Canadians who need it most. The goods and services tax credit will deliver a one-time amount to help alleviate some of the burden. However, I personally think that this is just a band-aid on a bullet wound. To hear more about what I think of this, follow for more. The government is also making an effort to reduce junk fees, lower rates of predatory lending, and implement a right to repair. They're exploring implementing a standard charging port in Canada to lower costs for Canadians and reduce electronic waste. I know I'm pretty pumped on that. For health and dental, the government plans to invest $13 billion over the next 5 years to provide dental coverage for uninsured Canadians with an annual family income of less than $90,000. They're also looking at a $250 million oral health access fund to invest in targeted measures to address oral health gaps among vulnerable populations. For our students out there, the government plans to increase financial assistance for the Canada Student Grants by 40%. They're also raising the interest-free Canada Student Loan limit and eliminating credit screening for mature students aged 22 years or older. For those saving for post-secondary education, the budget proposes amending rules for registered education savings plans to allow education assistance payments of up to $8,000 for full-time students and $4,000 for part-time students. Lastly, let's talk about travel. The government intends to amend the Canada Transportation Act to strengthen airline obligations to compensate passengers for delays and cancellations. I know I was impacted by this in the last couple of years, and hopefully you weren't, but it sure is a big problem. The Air Travelers Security Charge, or ATSC, will be increased by 32% to provide $1.8 billion over the next 5 years, starting in 23-24. This is to improve the security screening services. So basically, you're going to be paying more in tax, but you potentially could have access to more cash if you get screwed by airlines. That's everything. These are some of the highlights of the federal budget for 2023. Hope this was informative and helpful. If you have any questions or comments, or would like to share your thoughts on some of these budget items, please let us know down below. Thanks for tuning in.